What's up, guys? Vital Syntax here. Now that we've seen gameplay from both Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts, I thought I'd give you guys a side-by-side comparison of the graphics with a couple different clips and screenshots that were taken from the gameplay trailers from both of these games. So for this first clip, we're looking at Call of Duty Ghosts, and it's showing a rundown building, some of the interiors of that building, and then at the end you see presumably the same building or a similar building with some destruction features. You can see the building collapsing and falling over. So I thought I'd show you guys a comparison of some destruction that's going on in the Battlefield 4 trailer. As you can see, the helicopter crashes down the ground. You can see quite a bit of the particle effects as well, and then he falls off and gets smashed by the rock. And then another clip where you see the helicopter crash and you see some destruction and particle effects and some really cool effects going on with the destruction of that helicopter. So that's just a side-by-side comparison of some of the destruction, although one of them's of the destruction of a building and the other one's of the destruction of vehicles, but regardless. Moving on to the next clip from Call of Duty Ghosts. This is of a jungle/river type of scene with some creeks and stuff going on in the background. You see some nice sun flare effects. You'll notice that the sun is facing in one direction, yet you have light shafts coming in from the left as well. Maybe there's two suns in Call of Duty Ghosts, but you can see some of the lighting effects and the vegetation, some of the tessellation they've got going on with some of those effects, and some water effects as well with the river. And now we take a look at Battlefield 4, a quick scene that was in kind of a woodland area, maybe not a jungle, but definitely some trees and grass and nice vegetation to look at. Alright, next we're going to be comparing some underwater scenes and water graphics in general. So back to Call of Duty Ghosts, you can see a soldier drowning here with some ice and other dead soldiers and vehicles and supplies kind of sinking to the bottom of the ocean. And they also have a scene where you can see some underwater life and vegetation and things like that, and some coral reefs and stuff, and some scuba divers and stuff. Fairly cool looking. And then we take a look at Battlefield 4 in the trailer where they're drowning in the car, and you get some of the underwater effects as well. And then another clip from the Battlefield 4 trailer where he's swimming up to the surface after escaping the car, and then finally two more where he's swimming in, I guess, a bus or maybe a subway station that is submerged underwater. There's a dead soldier in there as well with him. And then the last one is above water, but you can see some amazing tessellation effects with the surface waves and stuff with the aircraft carrier in the background. The next clip is comparing some of the helicopters in the game. So if you look at Call of Duty Ghosts, you can see some soldiers flying in helicopters above a city landscaped area. And then if we look at the Battlefield 3 clip, it's quite a bit different, but you do get to see some helicopters where they're trying to come give your soldier an evac, and then an enemy chopper comes in and does some destruction. So we get a look at some of the helicopters in the games. Next clip is of some cityscapes. Now there's a couple clips from the Call of Duty trailer, but there's only one clip from the Battlefield trailer, but I thought I'd show you regardless. You can see some of the nightlife and lights and stuff that are going on in Call of Duty Ghosts. And these guys are falling out of the window, and a big explosion goes off. And then there's just a short clip from the end of the Battlefield trailer that's quite a bit different, but at least you can see some of the cities and buildings and stuff and how they've designed those for Battlefield 4. The next clip, and this is a fairly big one, is the comparison of explosions and lighting effects. Now this Call of Duty Ghosts clip is during the night, and you can see these soldiers running on this railing, and you've got a chopper and then some big explosions and stuff in the background. It doesn't really look too different than the previous Call of Duty's explosions and particle effects. Now if we take a look at the Battlefield 4 trailer, you can see some major explosions going off with thousands of particles and dust and just stuff flying all over the place, and it looks really awesome. Probably one of the best explosions I've ever seen in a video game. Really good particle effects and everything like that. So explosions, and you can see the difference between the two. And then this last clip is from Call of Duty Ghosts, where you've got a soldier and there's a big flood of water coming in, and it kind of swoops a bunch of people into it, probably killing a bunch of them, and you can see your soldier in first person kind of gets sucked underneath the tide. And on the Battlefield 4 side of things, there's a short clip at the end of the trailer that showed some of the main characters getting bombarded with a big flood of water and knocking over some of the cars. Somewhat similar clips in some ways. You know, you got lots of water and lots of cars. And anyway, that is a graphics comparison of Call of Duty Ghosts up against Battlefield 4. One thing to keep in mind is that the gameplay that you saw from Battlefield 4 in this trailer was 1080p, while the Ghosts was 720p. So the resolution, the actual blurriness or sharpness of the gameplay might look a little bit different, just because the source material for the trailer that Battlefield 4 released was 1080p, so it's going to look higher quality in that sense. But overall, I mean, it's pretty obvious which one has the better looking graphics. The graphics aren't everything, though. I mean, gameplay and a lot of other things come into factor, but feel free to leave your opinions down in the comments down below, which one you thought looked better. And thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give me a like or a favorite. Remember to subscribe for more Battlefield and Call of Duty videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.